to Story Smash, the storytelling game show. My name is Christine Blackburn. Holy cow, what a great night we have planned for you guys. Welcome to everybody on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. And now let's introduce the Wheel of Stories. There are 12 permanent topics on the wheel, including topics like pets, vacation, birthday, drunk tank, hooking up, and breaking up. We're going to be playing 2 rounds of the game tonight. And the first round is a 1-minute story, and the second round is a 2-minute story. There's also 3 spaces on the wheel that say audience. And if a contestant lands on audience, well, then that's when you guys get involved. And you can put in the chat room there on Facebook or on YouTube a story topic that you would like to hear. And then one of our expert judges will choose them to be the story topic. And speaking of expert judges, let's get right over to them. All right, you guys, first judge coming up tonight. He's a comedian and a writer, and he wrote on At Midnight for the entire run. He's also a broadcaster for the LA Derby Bells. Please welcome comedian Blaine Capatch. Hey, Blaine.
Hi, Blaine. Hi, Christine.
Hey.
Thanks for having me. Over.
Who are some of our sponsors tonight, Blaine?
Oh, we're brought to you tonight in part by Lamps Minus. We don't have any lamps. Lamps Minus. And Bulbs Limited. Only a couple of bulbs that probably won't fit. Bulbs Limited. Christine?
Our next judge coming to the stage is an actress who you've seen on television and in feature films. She's right now on The Goldbergs as the iconic Beverly Goldberg every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on ABC. She also played Deputy Clementine Johnson on Reno 911, Liz the Crazy Cat Lady on Rules of Engagement, and Lydia Mayhew on Love Spring International, and Rita in the movie Bridesmaids. Here she is, the fabulous Wendi McLendon-Covey! How are all the kitties doing today?
Oh, the kitties? Is that how the kitties? Brats.
Have they been doing things Are the cats destroying things, Wendi?
Yes, they are. But that's on me because I shouldn't have plants in the house.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. They love plants. All right, you guys, our final judge tonight is a writer who wrote on the Emmy Award-winning Modern Family for its entire 11-year run. And he's now in production with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon and his new show, Hiking with Kevin. He also is the author of this book. He started it, My Twitter War with Trump. And he has 5 Emmy Awards, and he won't let us forget it. Please put your hands together for Danny Zuker!
Where the music?
I hear music in my head.
That's okay. I like it better. Well, look at the version of the music.
Oh, no, Danny, he left. Oh, no. Don't worry. He'll be back. All right, you guys. Again, we're going to be playing 2 rounds of the game tonight. And the judges, you guys are going to be judging on 3 things. You're going to judge on the time because they don't want to go over their time. In fact, if they go over their time, they're going to hear this. That was yeah, exactly. And that means their story's over. We go right to the judges. And now, you guys, you're going to be judging on 3 things: the story, their ability to stay on the topic, and the story itself. And I'll ask you guys to give me a score between 1 and 5 for each of those topics. And don't you worry, you don't have to do the math. I got a producer in my bedroom. He'll do it.
Whoa.
All right, you guys, without further ado, let's get this game started. I will reach my hands into the Story Smash can of truth and bring up the first contestant. Oh, look at that. Now, this first contestant coming to the stage, she was once a Catholic school teacher. And some people quit Catholicism, but Rachel was actually fired from it after her set on Kill Tony at the Comedy Store. And her comedy comments on her mastery of life and being both a good mom and a good friend. Please welcome to the stage, Rachel Dee. Rachel! How you doing tonight? We're glad to have you. You guys, let's go, Rachel. Let's do.
And that we are.
This has been brought to you by Bud Heavy. Twice the calories, all the butter. Bud Heavy.
Oh, look at that. Rachel landed on free. Oh, that's very exciting, Rachel, because you can choose any topic on the wheel you like. So think of the topic, take your time, and when you're ready, I'll start your clock for a true 1-minute story. Tell us your topic first.
Oh, I'm picking school days, right?
School days. All right, Rachel, whenever you're ready.
Well, I mean, it's my intro, right? Like, I was fired from Catholic school teaching for doing comedy, guys. Okay. Yeah. Like, I was fired for one joke in particular. And it's not even that good a joke, but the joke was I'm a teacher and I'm 40 years old, guys. And as a 40-year-old, you get horny all the time, right? Like, it feels like I have an 18-year-old boy inside me. Like, I'd like an 18-year-old boy inside me. And people are like, 18? I don't even, you don't even know what they're doing, and that's fine. I got that because I'm a teacher, right? So I was fired by the Catholic Church for joking about wanting to sleep with adults. Okay, so
49 seconds. It was a tight story. I heard a middle, I heard a beginning and an end. Blaine Capatch.
For wanting to sleep with adults. I don't.
It worked for me on lots of different levels. It had you got fired by Catholics. There you go. That's a tattoo that nobody can see but you. It's nobody needs to see it but you. I'm going to give you a 5 for bringing it in early. A short show is a good show. I'm going to give you another 5 points because I thought it was interesting, and you obviously had some jokes prepared ahead of time, which I like. You came loaded. And I'm going to give you another 5 points because Christine has been telling me not to give people perfect scores, and I'm like, hey, the heck with that. You have an a-hole. Why don't you take it where you're in the shorts? 15.
Blaine Capatch. He gave a total score of 15. I mean, I don't even know how you're going to do better than that. Danny Zuker.
I mean, so here's the thing. I think they're hypocrites because I was doing some research online. Like, I Googled, I wanted to see something about like Catholic schoolgirls. And what happened on some of the documentaries, these short documentary films, these girls were up to some crazy stuff. And your joke was very tame compared to what I was seeing on some of these documentary sites. Didn't finish any of them, but very interesting. I'm going to give you
on story. What do you give her on the story?
I'll give you a 5, a perfect 5 on the story.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a perfect 5 on staying on topic. I would have given you a perfect 5 on time because I like when you came in short, but you didn't own it. You then vamped for a couple seconds. You should have stuck the fucking landing and just been like, you told a bitchin' story and just have confidence. We wouldn't have known the difference. It's Price is Right rules. You come in under, you win, So 5, 5, and 4. I can't do that math.
Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Look, if I could give you 5 points just on that gorgeous skin, I would. But I'm going to give you 5 points on subject matter. I thought you packed a lot of punch in a short amount of time. However, I don't like it when people end early. I like it when people end right on the dot. So you got 4 points from me on that. So I'm going to give you 5, 5, 4.
14 points. It's still really a solid score. Rachel Dee, thanks for playing.
And the headline of tonight is Wendi doesn't like it when you end early.
Yeah. Everybody.
Wait, wasn't it 15, 14, and 14?
Yes.
Isn't that 43?
Oh my God, here we go. Whoa. Like that time we drove to Barstow. Do you remember that? It was like a whole time in the car. Oh my God.
Stop the steal. Stop the steal.
Okay. You guys coming up right now to tell a true story. Okay, all right. I got it in my hand. This is the first time this guy's ever been on the show, and I've never met him before. First time I met him, he's really funny on Twitter. He's also a very talented painter and musician from right here in Southern California. He was featured in the documentary Octopus Caveman, and in fact, his name is Octopus Caveman. Come on up. All right, you guys, let's tell Octopus what to do. Pets. Octopus landed on pets, so he can tell a true 1-minute story. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the clock.
I'm ready to go. I feel like this is the worst category because I don't know the music.
What was the music?
All I hear is just. Okay.
I just want to just while we're in the show, I want to give 1 point to the music, which go on.
Just like a little.
Okay, Octopus, whenever you're ready, we're talking about pets.
Okay. I feel like this is a worse category. Like when I was looking at the board before the show, I was like, please don't let me get pets because who has a story of a pet that doesn't end in tragedy? Like every story of a pet is a short love affair that ends in a tragic tale. I do have one interesting pet story. I had a pet crow when I was a kid. I was like 16 and I found this baby crow and I raised him and he was an asshole. He lived in this cage and he would flap his wings to wake up because he didn't like being in the cage at night. But then he would come out during the day and fly around and like all pet stories, it ends in tragedy. One day I came home from school and I was like, where's Jack? That Jack was the name of my crow. And my grandmother had given him to the ASPCA or whatever, some kind of organization and said, they're going to take good care of him and he's going to live on a farm. And I think we all know that's not true at all. And anyway, rest in peace, Jack Wilson. So super bummed I got pets. The end.
All right, Wendi McLendon-Covey.
There was no love in that story.
No.
There was no love in that story. I wanted to hear that Jack the Crow nuzzled with you or whispered messages to you or that you had a...
He did eat meat out of my mouth. He was adorable. There was love for Jack. But
okay, well, you should have said that 56 seconds ago. You should have included that in the story.
Thank you. She's tough but fair.
So I'm going to give you a 3 on that.
Okay,
I'm going to give you a 5 for jumping right in with enthusiasm. And I'm going to give you a 5 for almost nailing the time.
Thank you.
So 553.
553. Interesting, Blaine Capatch.
I thought it was wonderful. It reminded me of the time that I found a pigeon that had been hurt and I nursed it back to health, threw it up in the air, and it flew into the side of my garage and died. Like you said, every animal story ends in tragedy. I was thinking about my cats earlier. I had 3 cats that they lived very long, so I had a long time to get very attached to them. And it reminded me that everything that I loved died.
Oh, boy. I'm ruining the show. I've ruined the show.
Danny Zuker.
I mean...
Oh, wait.
Sorry. I was holding for effect.
Oh,
I held too long for too much effect.
Are you gonna try?
I would normally I would give that a 20, but I'm not allowed to do anything more than a 15.
15 for Octopus Caveman. Danny Zuker.
I mean, when you think about it, not just every animal story ends in tragedy. I mean, the end of every story is horrible, right? Welcome to the comedy show. I'm going to give you, just for for the staying on top. First of all, you having I don't know you. I'm meeting you for the first time here, and I am already really confident that you having a pet crow is the most on-brand thing I've ever heard. So you get a 5 for that. I'm going to give you I'll give you a 4 for the story in general. I mean, you did spend about 10 seconds of it, talking about how you didn't want to do pets. And I'm going to give you 4 for time. And again, you ended it like an unprepared kid with a book report. The end, like at the end of your thing. And
I'm trying to come right on time for Wendi. That was Wendi.
I know. So where is it work for her? I have to take you a point off for that. So 4, 4, and 5, whatever that is.
All right, fair enough. All right, that's everybody. Way to go, Octopus. You have another round coming up, so stick around. Don't go too far. And there it is, 41 points, 41 total points. If anybody wants to double check that, you're welcome to. Again, welcome everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Feel free to chat in the chat. That's what it's for. Let's get this conversation rolling. All right, you guys, 2 more contestants in the first round. And, right now coming up. Now, this contestant is a comedian originally from Portland, Oregon, and she's there right now, in fact. Wow. She performs everywhere, from in-person to drive-in theaters to Zoom. She was selected as one of the best in the fest in the 2020 Burbank Comedy Festival. And she hosts a successful weekly comedy show called Comedy and Chill every Tuesday on Twitch. Please welcome Maria Bruggere. Maria.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
This game, right?
What's
up?
New
Game for you, right?
Yes, I'm very excited to be here. This is my first time.
All right, you guys. Well, let's tell Maria what to do.
Spin.
That wheel.
It's like what they did to torture prisoners at Guantanamo. Like they would keep them up.
They keep the music on so loud.
And
Blaine,
like,
are you here?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I was doing with the chloroform.
All right, Maria Bruggere, she landed on school days.
Ooh.
So, Maria, whenever you're ready, I'll start the clock.
All righty. I'm ready. Let's do this. So I actually recently got one of my high school history teachers fired for what he did when I was in high school, which was a very long time ago, you guys. Very long time ago. Yeah. He was an asshole. He was a total, hated women. He gave me a B when I had an A all semester. He told me that I'd never become anything in life. He was awful. He got up at my high school graduation. My dad actually spoke at graduation because he was on the school board. And then this teacher got up and spoke, and they both talked about Vietnam and the 60s. But my dad actually lived through Vietnam in the 60s, and the high school teacher didn't. So basically, all of this crazy shit happened, and everybody hated him. And I rounded up all of the people that I went to high school with, and we wrote to the school board, and we actually got him to quit. He was supposed to do 1 more year before he retired, and he quit right before he was supposed to retire. It was insane. He was just like one of those people. He didn't brush his teeth. He talked shit about his wife. He didn't clip his toenails. And we had to know all this about him. I didn't appreciate that. All right, thanks.
All right, great time. Look at that, Danny Zuker.
I mean, how is this set on Kill Tony?
I didn't do this on Kill Tony.
No, I know your teachers. I'm tying into Rachel's story.
Very funny, very funny.
Long callback. It's clever. It's clever more than funny. No, it's an interesting story. I'm glad you got your revenge. I wanted a little more details. I'm curious how you knew he didn't clip his toenails. I'm wondering what kind of classroom you were in. Did he take off his shoes? I have many questions, I guess is what I'm saying. How did you know he didn't clip his toenails? I do want to know that, though.
He would wear sandals to class. And you can see them. I mean, they were long.
That's a sex offender. No question.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm going to give you definitely stayed on topic 5. Story, it kind of ran out of steam at the end. 4, time perfect. 554.
554, Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Loved the story. Loved how you launched right in. It's like you just had it on the tip of your tongue. I would have loved more details. I would have loved hearing about the sandals within the story, because that is disgusting and grounds for being fired and thrown in jail, in my opinion. Wearing sandals to teach to teach children. No, I don't think so. But I love that you got him fired. This sounds like a terrible person. But yeah, so I'm going to say, and the time was great. So I'm going to do the same thing, 5, 5, and 4.
All right, that's an excellent score, Blaine Capatch.
Sorry, I was muted. I was good thing too. I was giving up my secret recipe. I actually wrote down, how did you know about his toenail?
We're on the same.
So I was just trying to and then the sandal situation just takes it into like we had a teacher that we had a planetarium in my high school.
Bruggere.
And stuff, and the guy that ran it had a Prince Valiant haircut, and he was like a sandals dude. So thanks for taking me back to that. Normally that kind of horrible memory, I would give 3s across the board, but tonight I feel good. 15, perfect score. Yeah.
Holy
man.
cow! An amazing score, Maria Bruggere. Can you say your name again, Maria?
Bruggere.
Bruggere, I'm sorry. Maria Bruggere, I'm sure you had a great score coming up here in a second. Look at that, 43.
Holy
Way to
cow.
go, Maria Bruggere. We'll see you the next round. All right, you guys, we have one more storyteller coming up for the true 1-minute story. This is the end of the first round. And this is a talented guy, I got to tell you. He actually teaches individuals and companies how to tap into their true selves and to feel their happiest and most fulfilled, all by playing. Jeff Harry has worked with Google, Microsoft, Southwest Airlines, Adobe, and the NFL. He's also, his work has been featured in the New York Times. He's so interesting. Please welcome Jeff Harry. Hey, Jeff.
What's up?
Oh man.
Hey, man, how are you tonight?
I'm ready. I'm ready
You're
for
in
the
Chicago,
music. I'm
right?
ready. I am amped.
And you're in Chicago?
I am in Chicago, or the burbs of Chicago, even worse.
Is it cold?
Not only is it cold, it's full of Walmarts, which is probably the harder part for me to grasp.
All right, you guys, let's tell Jeff what to do. Spin.
Wheel. This has been brought to you by Your Undies. They're pretty comfortable. Don't ask me how I know that. Your Undies.
Oh, look at that. Jeff Harry landed on audience.
Wow.
Very exciting.
Uh-oh.
Take a look at the chat in Facebook and let's hear some choices, you guys.
Oh, here we go with the choices.
Oh boy, here's somebody comes in with nutmeg. What? That's not a
Oh,
story.
not another nutmeg story.
Madeline Smithberg, she's here saying hello to all of us. Hey, Mad.
Hi, Madeline.
And, okay, let's see what else. Somebody wants to hear about Pittsburgh, but I think that has to do with me. Somebody wants to talk about, worst interview. That's possible. That's possible. And coming in some more choices, you guys. I mean, come on. How long does it take for my voice to boom through a satellite in the sky, come back to you and ask this question? Oh, here's one. Goats. Or the
Walmart story.
A Walmart story. Halloween costumes. Goats. Worst interview. Wendi?
Oh, I can't pick.
Ooh, I love a worst interview story.
Yeah. How about that, Danny?
Okay, yes. Worst interview story. If there's a way to work a goat into that, I think I would get. That's out of a possible 16 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually worst interview, not just interviews. But is that okay with you, Blaine?
Yes, I will go with worst interview, please.
Okay, Jeff Harry, whenever you're ready, worst interview. Take your time.
All right. So I applied to work at Toys R Us, Times Square Toys R Us back in New York around 2000, where there was a dinosaur, there. And I remember they had us in a pen to begin with. So it was all of us together and they were like, are you ready? Are you ready, to be part of Toys R Us? So they asked us to sing the Toys R Us song. So all these people start singing the Toys R Us song as if, depending on how well you sang, that was going to determine whether you would stay or not. So we sang the whole song. Someone did a bravado, and then there was this one person that was like, "I gotta pay for my meter." And as soon as he walked out, people were like, "He just lost the job," and he did. He just left. He was just gone. So like now there was only just us left, and we had to figure out like, okay, what would you say to customers? And I remember being like, well, what I would say to them is, you should purchase this goat because look at this goat. It's all fluffy and soft and gentle. And that is how I'm going to end my story. 1 minute. Let's go.
Oh, Blaine Capatch.
Oh, here he goes. Blaine,
Sorry, I
turn
was
on.
muted.
Blaine.
Hey, I love how you were in a pen with other prospective employees while there was a dinosaur nearby, and you didn't think that you might be eaten. So that just that brought kind of like a slee stack level terror to me, and I love it. It reminded me of Saturday mornings when I was a kid. 15 points.
Danny Zuker. Oh wait, what's the score, Blaine?
15.
15. Unbelievable. All right.
Yeah, hard to believe.
It's sort of like an American Idol for minimum wage story. Like you're all competing.
It was minimum wage.
It's like, and the prize is poverty. But so it tugged at my heartstrings. I'm gonna give you. I'm going with 5, 5, and 4 again, and you have to guess what the 4 was for.
Oh, the goat? For the goat?
The goat was it didn't feel natural, but anyway, go on. Keep going.
Wendy.
I'm teasing you. I love the goat.
No, I hear you. It didn't feel natural. I hear you. I'll do better next time.
You hooked me right in with it was a Toys R Us in Times Square.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love the Disneyfication of Times Square. I love though that it was kind of like the Hunger Games of trying to get this job. Of like, oh, you need to go pay for the meter. You're out. I don't know. I loved it. Sure, the goat was a little clunky, but I appreciated it.
I knew you did.
I received it. I knew what you were doing. And so I'm going to give it 5s across the board.
Holy shit.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I said what I said.
For
I want
Jeff
some of that
Berry.
Molly, guys. I changed my mind.
You can't change your mind.
Oh, yeah, he can change his mind.
I said I wanted the Molly that
Oh, Molly. And now look at that. Jeff's total score 44. That is a very high score. And now we've heard true stories from all of the contestants. And what's fun now is you guys got a little taste of who these people are. You know what I mean? You know who they are. You know you have an octopus. You know you have a guy in Chicago. You
Catholic
know there's
school.
a girl here in LA and another one in Portland. So we know these people, and now we're going to get to know them even better as all 4 names go back in the Story Smash Can of Truth. Blaine, who else is the show sponsored by tonight?
Christine, I'm Paul Mitchell, and I've always been passionate about beautiful teeth. That's why I'm asking you to try Paul Mitchell toothpaste and conditioner. Silky, lustrous teeth that don't quit. That's body, that's shine. Paul Mitchell shine. Paul Mitchell toothpaste and conditioner. Christine.
All right, you guys. Let's take a look at some of the scores from the first round. What do we got? What are we looking at for scores? Okay, now Jeff's total score was 44. We just saw him, and we know that was a high number. Maria's total score 43, right behind him. What else? Oh, Rachel's got a 43 as well. And Octopus. We'll see what's happening with our friend Octopus.
I would say an 8. So clever.
41 for Octopus. But look,
professional.
anything could happen. We're going to have a great time. The second round, all the names are back in the can. And coming up right now for a true 2-minute story is the fabulous Rachel Dee. Rachel Dee, come on up, sister.
She went first last time.
Isn't that ironic? Like a 25% chance. Oh, there she is. All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do.
Ben.
That's real.
Well,
It's been brought to you by Nashville Hot Charmin. You know when it's working. Nashville Hot Charmin.
Hooking up. Rachel landed on hooking up. Hey, who hasn't hooked up? Rachel, I'm sure you got a story. It's a 2-minute story. Take your time.
Okay, this is a story I have not told anyone. Okay. I met a guy that was the epitome of hot for me. He had a Connecticut accent, and he had a little bit of this like issue with his self-confidence, which I love. And we went back to his place. He was not about to even try and kiss me, so I walked out of the bathroom and I immediately just straddled him and started kissing him. And he said, "Wait, stay here." And he left me on the couch and went to his bedroom. Okay. When I walked into his bedroom, the place was lit with candles. It was like 50 Shades of Grey Dungeon Master. All right. It was the sexiest thing I'd ever experienced. He asked me to slowly take my clothes off and crawl across the floor to meet him in a chair. We did things I'd never, ever experienced before. I mean, I was on top of him. I was underneath him. There was a swing involved. It was the hottest thing I'd ever, ever done. And he made me feel the sexiest I've ever, ever felt, right? And the last thing that happened as I was on top of him, riding that cock, like I was in the movie 50 Shades of Grey. I felt so amazing. And then all of a sudden, everything got really wet and squishy. And then there was this smell that I seemed to be familiar. And then I realized I'd shit the bed. Yeah, I'd shit the bed, guys. And, that's something he can take with him. He did fuck the shit out of me.
Wow.
Okay, wow. What a way to end a story. I know a lot of you couldn't see Wendi McLendon-Covey, but I saw her in the green room and she was going like this the whole time. Come on. Come on.
Wow.
All right, Wendi, what do you think?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yes.
I need a break.
Okay.
Wendi, what do you think?
I am stunned. I am stunned.
She actually.
Come back to me because I have a formula.
Okay, Blaine Capatch. Come on, Blaine.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was very human. I thought the candles were a bit of a fire hazard. You said the swing was involved. A seesaw would be cool. Maybe some monkey bars. That would be neat, like a fort. But I am down by law for any story that ends with somebody shitting in bed. 15 points.
15 from Blaine Capatch. Wendi, are you ready?
I think so. I love that you got honest with us.
Yeah.
That not only do you get hot and twitchy for a Connecticut accent, but you shit yourself. And you told us, and you did not have to do that.
Yeah.
You did not have to do that. So just for your honesty alone, I'm giving you 5s across the board.
5s across the board.
Someone so pretty to admit she shit the bed. But I do have a question. Are you kidding me with the swing?
I know this man was ready.
Wow.
Okay, now from the Facebook chat, we've got a question coming in from Las Vegas. It's by a guy named Paul Votto. He asks, "What caused the pooping?"
I have no idea. It's not happening. Okay, I think it was just how free I felt.
Were they citronella candles? They might have been those bug candles.
Had you been out for Mexican food earlier?
No.
Wow.
Danny Zuker.
Maybe the position.
I don't know. I don't normally do this, I'm here with my 6-year-old niece, and I want to give the review. So I'm just going to turn the camera to her. Here we go. Kenny? Oh, no. Look, no, I hear a story like that, and this is the time I wish I didn't have erectile dysfunction, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a story that it makes me miss my boners. And if I could have gotten one, I would have. I'm just kidding. I can get very weak boners for a very short amount of time. Just trying to take the heat off of you is what I'm saying, Rachel. I admired the whole thing beginning to end. The poop was sort of a Sixth Sense ending. She pooped all along. No one saw that coming. Very M. Night Shyamalan's Unflushable. Maybe. I give it 15.
Unbelievable. Another fantastic score, Rachel Dee. I think we might see a perfect score here. I'm not positive. Oh my gosh, Rachel Dee got a perfect score, 45. We'll tack that onto her first score, and we'll just see what happens. Thanks for playing, Rachel. All right, you guys, coming up right now for a true 2-minute story is, look at that, it's our friend Jeff Harry. Jeff Harry's coming up. Right on, Jeff. Coming in from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois. Let's go. What you do, guys?
I gotta follow the unflushable. I gotta follow the unflushable story.
Yep. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Yeah.
From something to video games.
It's the biggest story.
Gee whiz.
Drunk Tank. Jeff Harry landed on Drunk Tank for a true 2-minute story. Whenever you're ready, Jeff, I'll start the clock.
Wait, is that an actual tank? I don't really understand.
Well, I think it's what you make it. Wendi, any thoughts for him?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, he's taking it.
Okay, here we go. Freshman year, I had never drank in my life. And I go to, I guess, like the person that's supposed to watch out for you. I don't know what those are called, mentors or something like that. Well, anyway, he brings me to his frat because he's just a dude, bro. And he had us drink 6 tequila shots. All these like freshmen just drinking like crazy. So I remember drinking these 6 tequila shots in a row and then just kind of wandering out. So I wandered over to all these other frats, and I happened to just wander into this one frat where, because, this is the time where you make the best decisions. And there was a block of ice, and they had cut a hole in it, and they were pouring alcohol down the hole, and people would put their lips on it and then just drink from that hole. So, of course, I did that because I wanted gonorrhea on my lips. And then I just kept doing that. I remember also taking my hand and dipping it inside a trash can while a guy was spinning it with his oar from his crew team. And I was drinking that, and I was just having the time of my life. And then I saw the most beautiful woman like I had ever seen. I think it was like, her name was Marlon. So I started dancing up on her, and I was like getting really close to her. And then I just remember just blanking out. And apparently I had grabbed the frat president and I had pulled him down onto the ground. And he was so pissed that him and his friends picked me up and then threw me outside of the frat. I fell in front and I was throwing up like right standing there, laying out there. Anyway, the next day I reached out to Marlon and was like, hey, it was great dancing with you. And she's like, I didn't dance with you. And then I asked my friends, who did I dance with? And someone said, I danced with a pole.
Wow. Pole dancing. Danny Zuker.
I mean, I thought that was a really, really good story. I wanted to say that. I would have been curious to hear what Rachel Dee's take on a story that followed I had 6 tequila shots would be. And that distracted me for a while because I think she got in my head a little bit with that story.
It was a great story.
But yours was also a great story. Could have ended in tragedy. I'm going to give you. I'm gonna go. I gotta go 5, 5, and 4 again on that one. I think like I felt like that's what I felt on that story.
Okay, Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Okay. Right there is why you don't send your kids to college freshman year.
Thank you.
Okay. Let them go to community college and live at home, because this is the kind of shit that they get involved with, and they should not be doing that. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you 5, 5, 3. 3, because I think you shit yourself or threw up all over yourself or pissed yourself, but you didn't tell us.
I didn't have time.
You dancing with
the time.
Bull, that's not where the story ends. You did some other stuff and you're holding out on us.
Yeah.
So
You
5,
blew
5, and 3 for me.
You
5,
blew a
5, and
hole.
3. Blaine Capatch.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I was muted. Hey, I've already started from what you thought a drunk in a tank. I've already written a script with David Hasselhoff's son-in-law, where a drunk guy gets a tank. You say that you were a freshman in college and you had never drank before, not even water. Suspicious. 6 tequila shots reminded me of that time I had 9 tequila shots, and it was a bad memory. And I thought you were going to end with shitting the bed, because I mean that's the standard that's been set, that you need to shit the bed during something here. But in spite of all that, 15 across the board.
The walk away is amazing, Blaine, tonight.
I'm working on the space.
It's really, really good space work.
Jeff's total score 42. That's a fine score. Thanks for playing, Jeff. All right, you guys, we got 2 more storytellers coming up for a true 2-minute story. Blaine Capatch is going to give you 15, so good luck there. I'm sure you will.
What if he doesn't, though? That would be so bad.
Right now, look at that. It's Maria Bruggere. Oh no! God damn it, Maria Bruggere. God damn it! All right, guys. There she is. Hey, Maria. Let's tell her what to do, guys.
Spin that wheel. Wheel.
Give me something good.
It's been brought to you by a Sears Fox repellent. It's not very good. Oh, go.
Maria, you landed on Hollyweird. Hollyweird. I bet you got a story. Take your time. It's a true 2-minute story. Oh, Wendi Wilkins is cheering you on. Go, Maria.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yay. All right, guys. So it's a Wednesday afternoon in Malibu, okay? And I was working retail at the time, so I didn't have to work. I started day drinking at Cafe Habana in Malibu. If you know it well, okay? Wednesday night's karaoke night, okay? If you know anything about that. I'm sitting at the bar, not paying attention to what's going on. I'm there by myself. And this guy next to me strikes up a conversation. And I start talking to him. I'm still just oblivious to what's going on. Then I look over, and next to him is Cuba Gooding Jr. And I was like, okay, these guys are together. And the guy's talking to me, and he goes, yeah, I'm Cuba's stuntman of whatever, 23 years. His whole career has had the same stunt guy. Very cool stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. Cuba at the time was preparing for the OJ role. So this was a while back. And I'm sitting at the bar, and Cuba leans over because he's decided now that he's going to introduce himself to me. And he goes, hello, what's your name? And I was like, well, it's Maria. And he goes, I'm Cuba. And I was like, I think the whole bar knows. Okay. Like, I think I'm the only person in the bar that has no idea. And so we're talking, and he's flirting with the bartender, and he's trying to flirt with me, and they're buying me more drinks. They're inviting me to Nobu for dinner. I'm texting everyone I know, being like, do you want to go to Nobu? I know a guy. We can get there. It'll be a great night. And then towards the end of the conversation, as people are starting to get more drunk, karaoke's also getting ready to start. Cuba leans over to me and he goes, hey, Maria, can I ask you a question? And I was like, go ahead. And this is before like stuff had come out about Cuba in the news that was recent and everything. And he goes, have you ever been a part of an Oreo?
Oh, no.
And I was like, Cuba, it's nice of you to ask, but I'm going to have to say no. I haven't. he goes, well, would you like to be? And I said no. And I'm still texting my friends because I was like, look, if I can find somebody to join me at Nobu, I'll go with him, but I'm not going alone. And then after I turned him down, he asked the bartender, who was also white and blonde. So that's the story.
Wow.
Holy cow. Oh, I don't know why the clock stopped, but it was right at 2 minutes.
It was right at
Unbelievable. Wendi McLendon-Covey.
I am stunned. I am stunned that day drinking on a Wednesday in Malibu would go so terribly wrong. Weird. But I'll tell you something, Maria. You serviced the topic. You made it end right at 2 minutes. 5s across the board from me.
Yay.
Wow. Danny Zuker.
I mean, wait, what did Cuba? First of all, what was Cuba? Was Cuba Gooding? Is he Me Too'd also now?
Yeah, he's been doing this to women for years. Like it
Oh my
came
God.
out a year ago, I think. And then I was like, oh, I'm not alone.
I'm going to do it live on camera. I'm going to smash my prized copy of Snow Dogs. I will not have that.
Do it.
I will not have it. You know what? And Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor. It's gone.
No more.
I'm never watching either of those movies again. That story was fucking great. From beginning to end, you came in, you told the story. I have no notes, straight to series. 555. You sold it in the room.
Capatch.
It's on mute again.
Sorry, I was muted. I thought that story had everything. It had Cuba Gooding Jr. It had Nobu. It had Oreos, which made me think of a double stuffed joke. So I was really looking forward to doing a double stuffed joke. I thought that was great. Maybe like you and the bartender he was hitting on, maybe to do a double stuff thing. And then like, oh, you know, they have the golden ones now. And sometimes they come in like cake flavors and stuff. But I got a little bit off the track. But it did end with somebody shitting the bed. And that bed shit was Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
All right, what do you give? What score do you give, Blaine? Where'd you go?
Oh, sorry, 15. Yeah.
15. Holy cow, these numbers are huge. Everybody's doing so well tonight. There it is. Maria's total score 45. Holy Toledo. Fantastic. Way to go. We've got one more storyteller coming up right now to tell a true 2-minute story. And that person is it's Octopus Caveman. Octopus.
Octopus Caveman.
Anybody can dance at home if you like. Hey, Octopus, do it. Are you ready to spin the wheel?
I am. I just hope it lands on the right topic because I got a great story about Cuba Gooding Jr. shitting the bed. So.
Tell him what to do.
Yes.
Here we go.
It's been brought to you by 5 Gals Burgers. Finally, burgers for girls. 5 Gals.
Mom. Octopus has landed on Mom. We all know he has one. I can't wait to hear about her. True 2-minute story. Whenever you're ready, brother.
This is another bad topic for me. Like when preparing for this show, I was like, please don't let me get pets or mom. And I got pets and mom. My mom is an interesting woman. She's probably watching. So hi, Mom. I love you, but I'm about to embarrass you right now. When my mom was maybe 42, she married a man who was 20 years old. And he thought he was a vampire. Legitimately, like, would say, don't throw holy water on me or it'll burn my skin. And, like, she met him at the Renaissance Fair, which I feel like describes a lot. And this man was phenomenal. His swordsmanship alone would drop panties. You should see this man handle a sword. He was an interesting guy, and I love him dearly. he really was an interesting guy, and I do love him. But Yeah, he cheated on her at one point in the early days of the chat room internet, and got busted, and then went into a fugue state and pretended the spirit of an old man possessed his body and made him do it. And then he pretended to be a baby for a while. It was a very weird night. And then afterwards, he came out of it and said, like, I smoke a pipe now. And then he smoked a pipe, and my mom kind of bought it, like, oh, this spirit got into him. Like, don't you see, he was a cigarette smoker, and now he smokes a pipe. That's clear evidence that the, this spirit of this man made him cheat on me. And worked a day in his life, by the way. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But a kind of nice guy. I remember one time being woken up by him because they broke a crystal. We used to go to black magic shops. They broke a crystal. We had to go track down the demon that escaped from the crystal. Spoiler alert, never found the demon.
Wow.
All righty. There's a great time. 157. Danny Zuker.
Okay. Lots of thoughts. To lay this out for you right now. You're a good storyteller, and I would discourage you from starting every story with, oh, this is the topic I didn't want to have. It's like, it's the undersell, because if that's really true, then don't have a vampire stepdad story, because you have a great story. Like, so it's sort of like you're managing our expectations in a way you don't need to. That's a bananas story. And I was fascinated. I want to hear more about it. So I'm going to give you 5 for coming in on time, 4 for story. I'm going to give you 5 for 5.
5 for 5. Blaine.
And I just want to say, I'm looking at the chat, and the saddest thing I've ever heard was there's somebody in the chat, Katie, who Cuba Gooding didn't hit on at Duke's, and she's really upset about it. I just want to say, like, hang in there. Your time will come.
Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Wow. I have so many questions that I wish had been answered in this 2 minutes. And I do agree with Danny that you don't have to start out by saying, oh, this is a terrible topic.
Yeah.
Your mother met a vampire 20 years younger than her at a Renaissance fair and married him. Okay? Here's the thing. You spent most of the 2 minutes talking about him, not your mom. Now, I would have preferred to hear her reasoning of why him going into this fugue state.
Wendi, he was a hot vampire. Have you not seen Twilight? Vampires are a dish.
It's
Vampires
true.
would make Rachel shit in bed for sure.
Listen, here's the thing. I love this story, and I truly want to hear more. And I hope you develop this into something, because this has just got Oscar written all over it. But here's your score from me. 5-5-2.
Oh.
Spent too much time talking about him and not your mom.
I don't want to say that about my mother. All I want to say about my mother is I love her and she's a wonderful person.
I'm sure she's wonderful
and proud.
Disclaimer: she married a 20-year-old vampire.
And she's also not a judge, so maybe you're sucking up to the wrong person.
Definitely. Hey, man, if loving my mother costs me points, then the points shall go.
So be
wow.
That's still good story. You didn't need any shitting.
Blaine Capatch.
Not enough shitting, but 15.
Please give me zeros. No shitting. I want to give a man 15 points for a story about shoving a hot dog up his ass.
now that's 15 points. But no, seriously, 15 points. I love it. It made me do math trying to figure out how old the dude was. It made me do more math trying to figure out how old the dude would be as a vampire, and like if he would like stay that age, and then what would happen like in 100,000 years when everybody's dead and everything that he knows is gone and things are different. If he would continue to age, or if he would just get so tired, and then what would happen like millions of years later, if he's still in this desiccated corpse walking along in some sort of that's an alien Earth so far in the future you can't even imagine what it would be like, and you're still there walking around. Oh my God! I remember that time I was married to Octopus Caveman's mom.
No way. He taught me how to sword fight. I'm good for the apocalypse, man. Like,
oh, and the sword fight is great too.
I'm a great sword fighter. It just hasn't come up, you know. I've never once been to a job interview where they just, you know.
Yeah.
The only sword fighting I get to use is my rapier wit. 15 points.
Wow.
15 points. Danny, did you have something else to say?
No, God no.
All right. Thank you, Octopus. I appreciate you playing. Great night. Octopus, by the way, you should follow him on Twitter. He's very great on Twitter.
Yeah, one of my absolute favorites on Twitter. One of the best guys there.
Wait, what's your name on Twitter?
Octopus Caveman. I just followed you a bit ago. Good to meet you, Danny.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm about to follow.
I just followed you back.
Oh, you're the best, Wendi. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Octopus's final score is 41. It's a fine score.
Wow.
So now our producer is going to be tallying up these scores. And I wanted to remind you guys that right now on the Story Worthy podcast, I have a tribute to Larry King. And I wanted to say that 2.5 years ago, Wendi, McLendon-Covey, and Danny, you guys were both on the show with me and Larry. And it truly was one of the funniest nights of my life. And it really comes through on the podcast. So if you guys get a chance, listen to Story Smash on a tribute to Larry King. Wendi, what do you remember about that night?
I remember a makeout session between Danny and Larry that was so arousing. I mean,
it was very special to me too.
Talk about a bucket list moment that I didn't know I needed. And I was right there.
Oh,
on stage when it happened. It was very beautiful.
There's a couple of photos, Wendi, of you, and you're just looking like your head is turned and you're laughing. It's so great.
That's my favorite one of you just looking agog at it.
Yeah. And Danny, what do you remember about that night?
Soft lips. Here's the thing. I did not like Larry King. To me, up until that night, was sort of just like, this is not a bad thing, but he was like a television character.
Right.
It was something. It was like an object of like, oh, you ask a bunch of like funny questions. I read his like crazy column. You know, they can stop inventing razor blades. I just tried the Mach 3. Like that was you know, I love, you know, all of those. And then like he was so game.
Yeah.
He was so like ready to do things. Like so, when I challenged him to kiss me like Marlon Brando, I fully expected him to walk away from that. And for him to just do it, he like went up in major. That's like you win so many points in my book by that. He was like, I was really glad I had that experience. And
it also directly led to his death, Danny. I hope you're happy.
Yes, yeah.
No, but it's true. He jumped off the stool and he played right along, and he was so funny the whole night. And I think that's what you mean, Danny, that he wasn't just a broadcaster. He truly was a comedian. The guy
he liked comedy. I could see that. He there were a couple lines that night of other people, and he just enjoyed them very much. So
yeah. I miss him.
I saw him walking up Canyon Avenue in Beverly Hills. I was getting my hair cut, and I saw him walking up the street. I was like, hey, it's a tiny little ant stick figure with a giant Mardi Gras Larry King head. It's got to be Larry King. And he walked past me, and I knew it was him. I go, I love you, Larry. And he goes, oh, right.
Hello. All right, let's do some of the scores from tonight's show. Where are we at?
Giant head.
Everybody's coming in. Great. Welcome back. Everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
Honestly, to Maria Bruggere, Jeff Harry, Rachel Dee, Octopus Caveman, 4 fabulous contestants, really good stories all around. Like I never got bored. I never wanted to walk away and get a beer. Well, sure I did. But the point is, it was just so fun. So thanks for playing. Let's get some scores.
Can I just say, if every topic was diarrhea, I would have nailed this. I would have nailed it. I have some doozies, and if you ever add that to the board, bring me back on.
So you gotta slip it in at the end. That's you gotta slip it in at the end. That's what you gotta do.
That's how it happened for me.
Is
By the
that
way,
right,
I got a
Rachel?
great story about kissing Larry King and then going home and shitting the bed. So, you know.
Oh, man.
We'll be back.
Octopus's total score 83. 83. 83
You
out
got
of
our
90.
board.
Jeff's got 85. 85 out of 90.
Graduated.
Fine score, Jeff. A fine score. And Maria's got 88. That's a very high score. But I think shit might come into the picture. There it is. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, tie! Let's go!
Isn't it a tie?
Wait.
Well, very exciting, folks. And this is when we go on to a spin-off round for a 1-minute story each. So let's get everybody off the screen except for Maria Bruggere and Rachel Dee. I'll put these two people's names back in the story-worthy, story-smash can of truth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can of truth.
it's exciting. It's a true 1-minute story. And boy, we already both know these girls. So I think it's going to be very exciting. Do you feel this, Wendi?
I do.
I love this
I'm
female
excited.
reboot of Story Smash.
Something magical is going to happen, and we're all glad that we're here right now.
Yeah. We'll
That's
remember this.
All right, you guys, coming to the stage right now for a true 1-minute story is Maria Bruggere. Maria Bruggere, she's here right now, guys. Woo! All right, let's tell her what to do, guys.
Spin that wheel.
Then that
Woo!
I'm nervous. I'm competitive, you guys. I want to win.
No, I feel it. I the tiger.
Holidays. She's landed on
Holidays.
And look at the chat. We're already look at that. Getting some cheers in the audience.
Love.
Oh.
Isn't
Love
that sweet?
you too, Wendy.
We're
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
great.
true 1-minute story. It's exciting when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Go.
All right, so, setting the scene. I'm in college, and I work with this guy at the bookstore, and neither of us have Valentine's Day plans. We're not dating. It's very just work buddies. He goes, well, why don't you just come over for dinner? My roommates and I are going to just cook dinner for the night. And you're in college. It's casual. It's fun. Everything's fine. I get over to his house. He's made a gourmet Hawaiian dinner of shoyu chicken and vegetables and rice. I walk into the living room. He's somehow found a dining room table. There's a box of hearts on the table, chocolate hearts, a bottle of wine, and paper cranes that he's folded and spray painted red and turned into a bouquet because that's what I taught him how to do at work during the downtime. So I sit down at dinner like, oh my God, this is insane. And then after, this is back in the day when like women felt like they owed men something if they did something nice. So we're down in his room and he's trying to make out with me. And then this was his line. Are you ready? I got condoms today. And I was like, yeah, I have a paper I have to finish. I'm sorry, I have to go. Goodbye.
Oh, wow. What a come-on line. Danny
Yeah.
Zuker.
Yeah, I just made me wistful for that time when women felt that they owed us something. God, I miss that. And that condoms line, I've got condoms. That's not a good line, is what you're saying.
At the time, it wasn't. Looking back, I was like, what a nice guy.
I really like that story. I thought beginning, middle, end. I gotta have some wiggle. I'm going 554. There you go.
554. It sounds like a good score to me. Blank Capatch.
Well, you know, when you said the secret dinner with the Hawaiian food, I thought this was going straight to shit in the bed. It's like a rocket sled to bed shit city. This was just going to be a brown Aston Martin, just cheeks flapping like Dizzy Gillespie.
Wow.
Bed shitting joke. Didn't pay off, but I'm going to give you 15 anyway.
15 from Blank Capatch. Hey, what is that on the screen? What's that banner? What is that, Blaine?
What, where?
On the banner below us.
A virtual tip jar? You can Venmo Christine at Christine-Blackburn-2. Check it out. It's right below me if you're listening to this. And don't go to Christine-Blackburn-gov. It's a
Come
porn.
on. Look, it's never been done, but I bet it can happen. Let's see that happen. All right, Wendi McLendon-Covey.
I'm going to give you 554.
Okay.
All right.
Any other thing? Any thoughts, Wendi?
Just because, I mean, he folded cranes.
He did.
And
It was-
got him.
You couldn't just like give him a little something. I'm totally kidding.
No, but I'm kind of with Wendi. If your folding cranes doesn't get you some at least hand stuff, then I don't know what we're talking about anymore. But anyway,
Just like a back scratch or
I'm old school.
I don't know.
I let the
No,
core
good for
vets
you.
talk.
That's emotional manipulation with food.
Maria's total score 43. That's a great score. Thanks for playing, Maria. And that means the name left in the Story Smash Can of Truth is the one and only Maria. No, we just have Maria.
Rachel.
Rachel Dee. Come on, Rachel. Tell her what to do.
It's been brought to you by Entenmann's Impossible Pop'ems. Tastes like real beef, and Pop'em Entenmann's or Impossible Pop'ems.
Hollyweird. Rachel landed on Hollyweird. You know she's got a story about that, guys. Whenever you're ready, Rachel, we'll set the clock. It's a true 2-minute story. Take your time.
It's 1 minute.
Okay, this was when I first moved to Hollywood as a very impressionable 40-year-old. And no, a friend of mine was like, hey, do you want to go to a BDSM club? And I said yes, because all I heard was club. And what we ended up doing was driving to this, I don't know, garage where there were empty shells that we walked into. We paid $20. I walked into this dark hallway. There were all kinds of, like, there was a couch there that was asking me to take it home with him. It was a frightening situation. And the BDSM dungeon master spent the entire time pulling things out of his guitar case and explaining his weaponry to me because I was too nice. I didn't want him to feel like I was judging his life choices. So I watched a lot of not BDSM in a garage.
Oh.
All right, let's look at the score. Look at the time. 56 seconds. 56 seconds. That looks good to me. Wendi, McLendon-Covey.
So you basically watched like almost like a timeshare presentation.
Oh my God.
Pampered chef presentation.
Yeah, taking weaponry out of his guitar case.
What I'm not using on you. You're an interesting lady.
Yeah.
You're an interesting lady. I'm gonna go ahead and just give you 5s across the board because that was a weird one. That was a weird one, and I commend you for even walking in, for paying your money and walking in to that club.
Danny Zuker.
It strikes me that in some ways, you and I, Rachel, have led very different lives. And I'm a little envious. You had to compete with yourself there, and that was hard because the story, like, it didn't have, and pardon the expression, an explosive ending as the first one. But I'm gonna give. But I was hanging on every word, so I'm gonna go 554 on this one.
554. Blaine Capatch.
Oh boy.
I swear. I'm gonna kick his ass. I swear to God.
Sorry about that. My camera or my microphone was turned off. I'm sorry. My camera keeps. I don't know what. I keep hitting this button here. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm trying to.
You guys keep, while we wait
sorry.
for Blaine to pretend he's not unmuted. Keep it up in the chat, guys. Keep it up in the chat. Oh, look at this question here. Is Rachel single? Interesting.
Perpetually.
Anything could happen.
I remember playing a BDSM club. It was pretty good. I had a really funny safe word chunk. But all I heard in this whole story was free couch. That means 15.
15. Holy cow.
Can I ask a question? One more question.
Go right ahead.
Was the guy was a couch? He himself was a couch, or you could take the couch?
Oh, it was just the couch was so sad looking. It was like, please take me with you.
Oh,
like,
I see.
Looked like,
That's better. That's
Yeah.
even better than what I was
Like he
imagining.
jumps in the car with you at a gas station in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. Okay, well, look, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much, Rachel. Let's bring everybody back into the Story Smash room of truth. Everybody's here. And while we tally the scores, come on, you guys, put your hands together for our amazing judges, Blaine Capatch, Wendi McLendon-Covey,
A national treasure.
and Danny Zuker. You guys are so flipping great. I sure appreciate your time. Wendi, I am going crazy about the Goldbergs. We love it so much. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
bringing that every week. And Danny, when's Hiking with Kevin coming back? Do you know anything about that?
I just a half hour before we talked, I finished the script. So,
Wow.
Yes.
So we're gonna rewrite this weekend, and then I'll be casting for somebody who can. We need somebody who can like shit on command on a bed. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Right, and
Oh,
then you're working on
gosh.
that other show,
Okay.
Smoking Meth with Octopus Caveman, right?
Yeah, Smoking Meth Caveman, but they pushed that till that's going to be a fall replacement.
It's going to be so weird, you guys.
Disney Plus has a lot of notes.
Disney Plus. Danny. Listen, again, big round of applause. Okay, I don't think we went through everybody. Did we? Blaine, Wendi, Danny? Yes?
Yes, we got it. Oh, we didn't get Blaine.
Thank you. Let's look at the total scores. And by the way, keep in mind the winner is going to get $10 sent to their Venmo account tomorrow morning. Maria's total score 43. What an amazing round, by the way. This spinoff round was a lot of fun. And what else we got there? Rachel's total score 44. That makes Rachel Dee the
I thought that was
winner
gonna
of
be a
Story
tie. I
Smash
thought you were
tonight.
gonna tie.
Holy cow. Congratulations, Rachel Dee. You did a great job.
You
One
too,
more time
though.
on behalf of
Maria, that was
Blaine
amazing.
McLendon-Covey, Danny Zuker,
All you
Maria
guys are good.
Bruggere, Chef Harry, Octopus Caveman. My name is Christine Blackburn. Good night.
Promotional consideration for Storyworthy brought to you by Christine's House. While staying on the show, everybody stays at Christine's house. Exchange for more information on this and other Christine Hotel, go 100 Christine.
I need Rachel to be the new